Bigfoot Club. For life. Bigfoot Club for
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigfoot Club. Robert Jesse Dominguez, Ash Tucker, Stephen Robert Dominguez. Believe in us. Believe in Bigfoot Club. Because we are too
Hey, this is Mike Hall, and you're listening to Bigfoot Club Podcast.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to mention if you are listening to Bigfoot Club on any of these platforms, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, Google Play, Alexa, YouTube, Listen Notes, or Deezer, please give us a comment, a like, a subscription, give us a follow, and we appreciate it greatly. Also, please like and follow us on social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find us by searching Bigfoot Club 1. That's Bigfoot Club and the number 1. If you have any paranormal, Bigfoot, or strange stories, please email us at bigfootclub1@gmail.com. Again, that's Bigfoot the number 1, @gmail.com. Please check out Matt Knapp's YouTube channel, Bigfoot Crossroads and Cryptid Tales. Also, give a listen to Nightcaller's Bigfoot Radio on YouTube with Lauren Smith. It's also available anywhere else you can listen to podcasts. So, if you enjoy the show and would like Bigfoot Club to keep making episodes, then perhaps you would consider supporting the show. You can do this by donating to our PayPal link, and any donation is accepted. These donations will support us to continue bringing episodes and content. Once again, thank you so much for your support.
Hey everybody, Robert Jesse Dominguez, Season 2, Episode 44. I'm also in studio with Steven and Ash. Today's episode, we're going to be talking to Ash. She's a little intoxicated, so I hope you enjoy it.
We're on the downswing and things. I know things are kind of bad right now, and we're kind of we're peaking really hard right now, but it feels like medical wise that maybe we're going in the right direction, and so hopefully things will get better very soon. You know. Yeah,
I'm gonna be praying that everything goes better, because I don't really like where we're at right now. So.
I don't either.
I love where we're at Bigfoot Club wise,
right?
And I love where I'm at.
I get that, man. I'm struggling, and I think a lot of people are, because you know, like, I moved out here. And it's like everything that I wanted after, this aside, everything else, it's like it doesn't feel any different, because I can't do anything. Like, it's like everything's on pause and we're just waiting. Yeah. And it's very disheartening. And I know a lot of people are like hurting and missing their friends and their families and doing without work. And it's just hard times, man. And yeah, and hopefully things are going to get better. I know that just because we have a new year or whatever coming up, but a lot of people think, well, that's what we need. But we all need to do our part. I'm burping. Excuse me. That's okay. Yeah. We had a lot to talk about.
It would be perfect.
A lot of emotions.
If you did actually get Billy on here, that way he can actually say, so anyway, I started blasting. It'd be so believable. Like, man, oh shit, really?
I tell you what, I think, even though I know he's Mr. Like, likes to hunt and stuff, I think when it comes down to it, Mr. Billy Simmons will be on our side too.
You know what? I think so too, because I think whenever I was in the field with him and Luke, I always felt safe with Luke.
Me too. Like, I feel like with all three of you guys, it's like I was never afraid. Yeah. Because either I knew, it's like you knew, I trusted you guys because you knew your environment well enough. You understood what might be coming, what something was, and what I needed to do, and just that whatever might be there, be it old Biggie or whatever there, it's like they just had like this mutual respect and understanding.
Yeah, because like I recall us all being there together when we're talking about when we're in I'm gonna mess this up.
Kaimichis?
No, not Kainichis. No, when we were all together at that cemetery back then.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot the name of the area.
In Hallsville.
Hallsville. Yeah.
God damn, I lived right outside there and I delivered to that place all the time. It was just like
when we were in Hallsville, it was me, you, Steven. Billy was there, Luke was there.
That's why I was just like, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was just like jumping up and down, up and down, up and down. I was like, I was not scared. I was just like so excited. It's like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah, because like I do recall, I was kind of scared at first, but I didn't want to show Steven that I was scared. And then I go, wait, Luke's here.
Oh, great. That's great.
I go, Luke's here. I'm okay. And then I looked over to my right. I go, Billy's here too. Okay, when everything's okay.
Everything's fine. And like, that's what I felt. It's like, these guys know what the fuck they're doing. If we need to run, they're going to tell us. And nobody was saying it's like, okay, it's bad. It's just like, hold what we're at. Let's stay together. And if we stay together, we'll be all right. And we were. And it was an amazing experience.
I don't remember if Tim was there.
I don't think so.
He was there. He was there
at the conference, but I don't know if he went with us out to the cemetery.
Yeah, I don't rightly recollect.
Michelle was there, and she's still like, it was squirrels or something. I don't know. She don't want to admit it, but she knows. She knows. But that's like kind of like why I was like glad she was our team leader when it comes to the ghost stuff. That it's not like she was ready to be like, yep, this is real. She'd be like, no, I need to go over here with my level and see if I can recreate this and like whatever. I appreciate that, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you get to a point where you're like, come on, you gotta admit that it's something you can't explain.
Yeah. There's somebody in the woods.
Yep.
So
she just was mad that she was in the woods in general. She's not a fan.
That was the same night where Luke pulled me aside and he told me, what are you feeling?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm feeling kind of scared, Luke. And he was like, let me tell you what right now, you're not feeling fear, you're feeling adrenaline.
Yeah. Like even now, it's just like,
I am.
I am. He's like, you're feeling adrenaline. Just ride with it.
So my homeowner started blasting.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. I agree, man. I mean, it's kind of like that where it's like.
So anyway, I started running.
You wouldn't go very far. It was really dark.
It was.
Yeah, I would have
so
ran
dark
into a
out
Bigfoot.
there. These motherfuckers couldn't even walk in the cemetery without tripping over a headstone.
Yeah. I remember. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, no. I get that. It's like at first, it's like, huh? What? Wait. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's gonna, like, you don't really know. It's just like, oh, and it's like, even now I just get kind of a little shaky
you're
about
lucky.
it,
You're lucky as shit too, man.
that was first ever. I don't think I've ever
That was
gone
your first
out.
time.
I don't think I've gone out when there hasn't been something.
That was I think that was my fourth or fifth time.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah.
I will
this is happening.
100% say I spoilt ass. It's just like with body modifications. I haven't paid for any of my tattoos and piercings because I've known apprentices and people in the business and stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's like, that's why I don't have more, because I'm like, I don't want to pay for anything. What the fuck? So now it's like, if I go out in the field and nothing happens, it's like, what is this shit and why do you guys suck?
I know. Whenever we like pulled up, Steven was like with me, and I told him, he goes, hey, did you bring flashlights? I go, wait, did I? I don't know. He goes, come on, man.
You kept doing that shit. And you know what's funny is that I don't think you were doing it on purpose. We
I don't
pulled
think
over.
we really planned it. It was just kind of one of those. It's like, y'all want to go hang? Like, that's how we would do all the time
But I was a Bigfoot researcher.
Yeah.
I had like a Bigfoot pack.
Well, you still got
like
a
with me.
nightstick in the car.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I pulled up and I go, Steven asked me, hey, do you have any flashlights? I go, wait, I don't know. Do I? Wait. You go, come on, man.
I had a camera. I know. I filmed everything up until the point when shit started happening.
And then Steven, what happened, Steven?
So like I asked you, I was like, I go, wait, you got the flashlights, right? It's in the back seat. He goes, yeah, but wait, did I? Yeah. It's in. Wait, do I have batteries? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you have remember that spotlight you had, the yellow one?
Yeah. I
was like, oh, you got the spotlight. You go, oh yeah. Oh shit, did I charge it? I was like, oh come on. That's whenever I was like, come on, man.
Come
really?
on, dude.
So, like, true or false? One of or both of y'all think that you saw something walk across the road.
Did I see something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall seeing something because whenever that was happening in Hallsville, because we were getting calls on the right, and like we were facing toward the woods. The road was behind us. The creek was to our left. I recall someone saying, "Hey, there's eye shines," and so we flashed our lights toward the creek, and we could see like two sets of eyes. They were pretty high off the ground. And so, and then when
what I remember.
Whenever rocks started pelting us, we averted away from that, and then when we looked back, it was gone. So then that's when that truck came hauling us down the road,
Right,
and then slammed on the brakes, like right where
I can see that moment in my head clear as fucking day.
Because that truck went past us, hauling us down the road, and it slammed on its brakes right where the creek meets the road.
But I don't remember. I think it was whenever, because right before we were like, okay, everything kind of died down, and we all were kind of still standing in the road.
Right.
At one point, I swear somebody said that they saw something step across the road.
I don't remember if it was me or not. I don't think it was me. So, I mean, if I see something, I'll say I see it, and I'm not gonna say maybe, but
oh God. Like the eye shines that night, like I remember that vividly.
Yeah,
it's just like
me too.
We were like shining that in, so like straight back in the back, you know, because that cemetery is basically a rectangle, and so like back up, like I guess the tree line and stuff, it kind of is on a little bit of an incline too. I just remember seeing those eye shines. And like you would almost start to see like a brow line or something and whatever, and then it would just kind of be like they would like close their eye or something, but it looked like, you know, just red, like the reflectors at the end of a like we would just like land right on that, and then just like it would be there, and you would just start to see something like would slowly just fade away. And then like I recall Billy, because like you could hear rocks hitting branches and leaves, and like Billy was yelling, because someone's throwing rocks from across the street, you know, and we were getting, you know, bombarded by these rocks. And I go, man, somebody really wants to get our attention away from that. So, but it was an interesting night. I will say that it was an interesting night, and it was, you know, because up until that point, I was kind of a little bit of a not like it was to a point where I was just like aliens, anything but ghosts, right?
Yeah,
because ghosts are easy. You know? Yeah.
I'm more afraid of ghosts than I am Bigfoot. So that's just me.
Kinda, but I mean, ghosts are easier to believe in, and like even if you're religious, and I think that was kind of one of those things I was a little bit struggling with too. Yeah, was stepping outside of that element of my life, because, you know, I mean, I don't want to talk shit about anybody or anything, but, you know, when you're in a small town and religion, it's like this is what you fall into, and everything else outside of that is bad. It's evil. It's not good. It's dirty. It's not clean. You can't do that. It's dangerous. You can't do that. But I don't believe that anymore. And I think around that time was when I was really struggling with that too. And
yeah,
I feel better now that I've stepped outside of that and outside of myself.
Because people ask me all the time, what's more scary, you know, Bigfoot or paranormal? And I always say paranormal, because, you know, Bigfoot, you can go home.
I think
paranormal, it could follow you home or whatever. So
I don't know, man.
That's me.
Yeah, I think in some situations I felt more afraid when I've thought like I have warehouse and stuff, and I don't even know if that was real. But it's because I've had positive experience, and I've not necessarily had a negative experience with anything ghost wise or whatever, but it's just a feeling. And, you know, when like the only time that I've ever kind of felt that way was like when we were at Billy's, but it was just more of a like, dude, y'all
that ultrasound stuff.
And it was just for a second.
Yeah.
But like with like at that warehouse or places like that, there's been other places, like there was this building in Tyler that gave me that feeling too. And people are like, oh, you're scared, why can't you go? I'm like, I don't know, because we had half our team, it was like a ghost walk that we're doing to raise money for the historic downtown program down there, and half the team was on the other side, and we're getting knocks and stuff like this. And so we go over into the other building where we're having the knock come from, and I guess get to this point where it's like I hit a wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not scared. I just cannot walk past this point.
That's the way, exactly what you're talking about is how I felt at Brown Springs.
And that's kind of how that felt at that. It's like, I'm like, dude, we don't need to be here.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want us here, and I don't feel in danger of my life. But it's like just like when you get a vibe when you walk into a room or you like tell a bad joke or something. It's like read the room. You're not really wanted here. You need to get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's about the most bad feeling. But some places it's still just a little bit more than that, and it might be other elements mixed in together, or just like where it's at is creepier, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've never really felt scared when it comes to the Bigfoot stuff. I mean, and it could just be just that I've never gone out by myself. I've gone out with people that I've trusted too. That adds a lot.
Well, I can just say whenever I went to Brown Springs, I've never felt that before.
Brown Springs is a different, like, it feels like some parts of Brown Springs are rotten to the very core of the earth.
There's so much stuff going on there. There's probably Bigfoot, probably drugs, probably murder, ghosts, Native American mounds, all kinds of stuff. So it's, I don't know. That was, to me, it was like I could not breathe, but I didn't tell anybody I couldn't. So it's almost like it was like instant anxiety, and it was just kind of weird. So I think
it's kind of like, when we went out to that cemetery this last time back in January. It wasn't necessarily a bad feeling.
No,
I wouldn't necessarily say that. It just was like something was trying to convey something.
I felt more bad about that truck going by 4 times than I did anything else.
They just thought we were partying.
Yeah,
I guarantee you.
Yeah, probably, but we don't know that for sure though. But that's just me. But
I mean, like it would just get to a point. It would get to a point where it's like I need to stop where I'm at right here, because it's like someone puts their hand on your shoulder, metaphorically or whatever. It's just like, stop. This is where you need to stop. Right here. And I don't know, it's hard to explain it. And I don't like to be one of these people that think that there's something like that things talk to them or whatever, because dime a dozen fake ass mediums or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm more open to receive that stuff, but I just also have like that way with people and animals and things like that too. I don't know. Like, I'm good with kids. I'm good with dogs. I'm good with ghosts, I guess. I don't know. And maybe Bigfoot too. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We can edit this part out. Or we can keep.
I'm gonna take the microphone into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And
what you doing in there?
The shower would make a very good sound booth. I'll say that.
Exactly.
Sebastian told me, it's like, you took a shower in my bathroom. I'm like, oh well, can I borrow it? Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. He does that whenever he's laying down in our bed. And he's like, I just take a nap in my bed. I go, in your bedroom? No. He's like, no, my bed. You know how he does the no.
Yeah. No.
No. Okay, I get it. No, I get it.
God damn.
Yeah, but
they kill me.
You're gonna see Ricardo bring his Buzz Lightyear, so he's gonna be all happy to show that. And
I'm probably gonna make him a pumpkin pie.
Oh, for Ricardo?
Yeah.
Ricardo, yeah.
I love pumpkin pie.
No, he don't like it, but we'll make it. That was fun. It's just like the cupcakes. It's like nobody ate them because I made them with whiskey instead of vanilla in it. They're not horrible. It said that I could do that. I looked it up. It's like substitutes for vanilla extract. It's like bourbon. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've got that. I love bourbon.
That's my favorite.
The cupcakes just taste like straight Jack Daniels.
Oh, gosh.
But it was just the experience that they appreciated. Nobody wanted the cupcakes. But they had fun making them.
I just asked Scott Perry if he wants to do a show. He was on Brad Freeman's show.
Yeah.
So I asked him if he's interested in coming on Bigfoot Club, and he says to me,
how much?
No.
Fucking free, because we ain't got no ads.
So he says, sure. I have to admit Bigfoot experience is is really limited. Other things I know quite well.
We don't give a fuck.
And I
man.
said, we talk about everything.
Yeah, man.
It's just called Bigfoot Club.
It's just the name.
Yeah.
It's like, I asked Cameron if he wanted to be on it. He was like, yeah. I'm like, you think I'm kidding? I'm not. I don't want you to be on my podcast because I love
Cameron who?
Cameron Damasky, Brandon's friend.
Okay.
The dark haired guy that's got really good eyebrows.
He's on his videos, the one that they when they dress like women and they talk.
Yes,
that guy. Okay,
yes, he's so funny.
Yeah,
but he quit doing videos a while because, like all of us, like he moved out with his girlfriend and he's kind of away from his friends. And
ask him to be on.
I did, and he said he'd do it, and he thinks I'm kidding, but I'm serious.
So does he have a Facebook?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Cameron Damasky.
Okay, let me reach out to him.
Hey, Robert, do you want to hear a knock knock joke?
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Amanda.
A Mandalorian?
Ah, dang it!
Amanda Hungicus.
You're good, man. You're good.
I'm the bestest all times.
The lungs of having me. I'm just singing like.
Is he in Knoxville?
No.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to send. You got to
He's
send.
in Sacramento.
Okay.
Or
Johnny
the general.
I spelled
How did you?
this.
DOMASKY.
DOM.
ASKY.
There's one with a cat.
Let me see.
I probably spelled it wrong.
Woo! Let me stand up and see if I can walk.
This one right here.
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh, okay, that one.
Yeah.
He was right above the cat.
It's only.
I sent him a friend request.
Oh, okay. He probably won't accept it because he's probably got 1,000, and that's the problem. And that's the issue with trying to talk to Brandon too. Is just so much fucking spam. That's why it's easier if they have the smaller lives sometimes to talk to him. Brandon's got my phone number. I do not have his phone number.
So I'm typing to him if he's coming on the
Oh
coming on the
no!
Bigfoot Club
I'm
podcast.
embarrassed.
Why? I'm not editing this out.
Oh my God, Robert! You have to edit this out.
So I started editing. You see?
Do not let anybody. I mean, I don't.
Okay, I'll edit it out. You owe me big time, man. You owe me big time.
I owe you big time. You know.
So anyway, I started crushing.
So you know.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they don't listen either.
Do you think Bigfoot do they get headaches?
Oh no! I hope not. I hope it's like Star Trek.
Yeah, because they have like, I mean, their forehead's so big. It's not a forehead. It's like a 5 head.
Do they get like?
It's a 5 head.
They have allergies.
So it's like a straight migraine.
Billy said that they're so mean because they don't got toilet paper, and they get dingleberries, and that's why they stink.
Oh Lord,
That
makes sense.
I seen it.
And like, does it get in there on their hair? Like whenever it comes out?
It's got to like sometimes it's just like any other animal, and it's like usually not if it's because they are more efficient at that things than we are. But sometimes if it's like I don't know if you've ever had a long-haired dog or cat, but sometimes you gotta like help them out.
Yeah.
Move the hair.
So this second part that we're doing right now, I don't know what I'm gonna call this. Talking
Patreon.
No, talking shop too.
Top two.
Ash is still drunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it that.
Drunken.
You know what? I may call the first one Ash Drunk Part 1.
Oh God! I told Blair, I go, she's gonna love this episode.
She's super
Bob
drunk.
will too.
And she goes, so you're saying I need to get a bottle of wine?
You know who won't like it, but you gotta edit this part.
Should I edit that part out?
Yes.
I don't know. Oh my God! Are you gonna be okay, Robert?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just.
You're gonna be here in your room and you're gonna hear that laughing while it's all dark.
No.
He probably does because I watched a lot of stand up.
Yeah, she laughs throughout the whole night. So.
Man, I have been watching a lot of comedy later because it helps.
Like Dave Chappelle. Gotcha, bitch.
Chappelle was on Joe Rogan yesterday. Like, he just showed up and then he was on half the show.
Wow, I need to listen to that.
Yeah.
He's in
I love Joe Rogan.
He's in Texas now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all are.
Moved to Austin.
Chappelle's in Austin, too.
So I reached out to Scott Perry, and he said he's anytime you want.
I can't believe you messes Cameron.
I did.
He's never going to see it on his personal page, probably.
So, like I said, I was messaging Scott, and he said anytime, any fun occult topic, I'm there and entertaining. So he's got lots of stories because I listened to Brad Friedman's podcast with him, and
I feel bad. I don't listen to anybody's podcast.
It's okay.
I need to, but I just listen.
I listen
to like 3.
I listen to so many podcasts. I listen to Paranormal Roundtable. I listen to Matt Naps, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I just started listening to Lauren Smith's.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to Jericho's. I listen to AEW Unrestricted.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to Behind the Bell with Corey Graves. I listen to the Impact one every now and then. And then I listen to Crazy Cat Paranormal, of course.
Of course.
So I listen to that one.
I mean, yeah, I feel bad. But, I listen.
But I do it whenever I'm driving.
Right. And I don't have a car.
Yeah. So I do when I'm driving.
I listen, at work and stuff, but...
Yeah.
Spoilers. I'm sorry, work. I listen to podcasts. I have one ear with podcasts and one with nothing. So
fuck those guys.
Whatever. No, I mean, whatever. They pay my bills.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. So,
but I listen to Life is Short.
Yeah.
I listen to the Cooking Chronicles, which is a new one.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly child stars on there, which they have really, really great stories, and it's because they're not the cliche what you would think type stuff, and just people from when I was a kid, and it's fun to listen to. It's good stories and just to hear about their careers and stuff, and and I listen. I don't know. Those are about the only 2 that I really listen to every week now.
I think I ran off 7, didn't I?
Yeah,
7 podcasts.
And I listen to I've been listening to the So Weird podcast.
I also listen to Talking Shop too. I listen to Carl Anderson and Lou Gallows' podcast. Those guys are so fucking funny. They're so funny. They're always making fun of anybody. But anyway, so Steven, what podcast do you listen to other than ours? So I started listening to
I listen to Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You.
I listen to his just depending on who's
on
it.
Whoever's on it. He had Daughtry.
Yeah.
Roger Daughtry? Roger Daughtry?
No, the actual...
That would have been better. I mean, no offense to Chris Daughtry, but I do love some Roger Daughtry.
Yeah.
Chris Daughtry, I didn't know he did a couple comic book covers.
Oh.
Really?
He's done a couple comic book covers.
Things like that is
For
just
whom?
fascinating.
For whom?
He's done a couple for DC. He's a real big Batman fan, so he's done a couple Batman ones.
I wonder if I have him.
You probably do, but yeah, that's his other thing too. Like he does whenever he's not singing and making music, he gets in contacts with Marvel and DC, and then they pitch him we want you to do this cover, and he'll do it.
He's probably doing variants like B's and C's and stuff. So
yeah, that's probably it's possible, but he's a real big fan of Batman, and he's doing I think he said Spider-Man, but he's I was listening to his podcast with Michael Rosenbaum earlier, and even Michael Rosenbaum was like, "Wow, I didn't know that."
Every time
he kept saying, "Whoa."
I think every time someone says Daughtry, I'll say Roger Daughtry all the time. So
you've been saying that for a long
Hugh
time.
Fitzcarron, man, he was on. Don't laugh at me. He was on the Highlander series a lot. He was.
I never watched that.
I loved it so much.
Yeah,
I loved it so much, and I don't give a shit, and I don't fight anybody. I thought it was amazing.
Oh, Michael Rosenbaum?
No, the Highlander series.
Just if you look at it from a technical standpoint, it's it's a not early mid-90s syndication. Of course, it's got a little cheesy, whatever. But he was a reoccurring character on there, and he was so funny.
Roger Daltrey?
Yes.
Okay.
He played a character. His name was Hugh Fitzcairn, and they killed him. But then because the element of the show is like they had flashbacks, so he was back on it like for fucking seasons afterwards, just like in the past, and he was so great. And like,
Did they cut off his head?
oh yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was like a thing where like they had these people called the Watchers that were supposed to just like observe and record. And then there was these rogue people that went over and they like put him on. And they cut his head off with the guillotine, so he didn't even lose it in the game. In the game,
Yeah,
which is what they whatever they're participating in. But and everybody loved him so much they just brought him back in flashbacks.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I listened to Inside of You, Michael Rosenbaum. I listened to Stone Cold's podcast.
I thought he was on WWE. Is he still doing one?
He's the Broken Scroll Ranch.
Yeah.
It's on Spotify.
Excuse me.
I have to look it up because I thought he transitioned over to the WWE network. So
he probably did. I mean, I just don't. I haven't listened to his podcast in a while. I also listened to the Boo Crew because they've been actually having really good guests.
mm-hmm.
They had Chino Moreno on there.
Who's this you're talking about?
The Boo Crew. They're like, it's a podcast of nothing, but they talk about horror movies.
Oh,
okay.
They talk about like even like the real crappy ones. They still have love for horror movies. So
I don't care.
They talked to Chino Moreno and how he did it. I didn't even know he did a soundtrack to a horror movie. And I was like, oh, geez, I didn't even know that. But listen to them, and I listened to, Bigfoot Club. Yeah.
I don't even listen to us, man. I like follow us on all the platforms. I don't really like. I'll just look and see if anybody's commented.
You don't like listening to yourself talk?
I don't know why, and that sucks because I want to do music. I want to sing, and it's like, oh my god, I got to get over that.
You got to listen to yourself sing.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you sing pretty good. I hear you singing all the time.
Well, I'm trying to find my voice again, and it was gone for a long time. But I think I'm getting it back.
I think it's still there, dude.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was like where I couldn't project, and it was like an anxiety thing. It's like my chest would close up, and I would just be like, I didn't have any.
I've never
any
experienced
error.
that. I've never experienced that.
But it's just like because I had, not necessarily the most positive reinforcement or been, and I would start singing.
You got it here now.
I would start singing where it's like I wasn't loud, and because muffle that, and it's like I want to sing, but I don't want everybody to hear me, and that just kills it.
Yeah. Well, I think you sing good. So I hear her singing all the time. Like she sings in the shower.
In the shower.
Because there's very good acoustics in that shower.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to be if I ever get my 808 or whatever.
Robert Cuddy, check it
You
out.
can actually do that.
Robert
Like you can
Cuddy's wife said no 808.
What's him?
take the shower head out, put like a microphone in there.
Well, I wouldn't even have to do that. Just run the cables under the door.
Put the microphone in the
hold
shower.
it.
Duh.
Yeah. Put the microphone in there, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So anyway, I started singing.
Yeah. No. I was doing it earlier because I was in the mood and put on some Alex records because she's on we have the same range,
Yeah.
and then kind of come up with her too. So
the first hour of this I can actually maybe submit it to Bigfoot Facebook groups.
Submit it to the Bigfoot Society.
But the second part, I don't know where I'm going to be able to because we're just talking, we're just rambling.
We'll have our OnlyFans, but it's just this.
It's okay.
I still haven't seen this episode of The Mandalorian.
Our Patreon. I haven't either.
I haven't seen it either. So.
I don't ever remember to watch it usually until right before I'm going to bed and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to be up at 6.
Yeah, Robert's been telling me that you've been
sleep.
she didn't go to bed till 3, and you gotta
because I can't
do that.
Listen, because on Wednesday nights right now, which hopefully when I go to this new post, this will stop. But on Wednesday nights, I work until 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I have like to decide, am I going to stay up on Thursday? I'm going to sleep a couple hours. I'm going to sleep until 5 in the afternoon and then be up until 5 o'clock in the morning on Thursday night too. And then fuck myself up for Friday. And it's like, I don't,
Yeah, because I don't.
that's why I like when I get home in the afternoons, I usually crash out hard. I try to stay up so it doesn't mess me up, but man,
I don't think
like
Steven knows that your contract at your current position it's up, and she's not going to be at that location anymore. So she's gonna.
And I don't know what's gonna happen. But I told.
I'll cut it out.
I'll tell the current company that I'll stay with them, and I don't. He just had to tell me what I want, where I wanted to be, and what my schedule wanted to be. Which they told me that before, and that they would take me off this fucking bullshit schedule. But I had a dumb fuck supervisor.
Man, your boss was like a dumb ass
Speaking
motherfucker.
of cuck ass bitches,
Man, he was like one of the dumbest people.
he just didn't want to help us. He didn't care about anybody but himself, and he didn't want to do the work that he was supposed to do.
So, just so people don't know, because people don't know, I used to work security, and I no longer work for this company anymore, but you're working for the company that I used to work for. So I know most of the people in the management office and HR and stuff like that. And so this guy that was your security director, I would say he's a security director or security manager. He didn't care about you. He cared about, he worried about dumb stuff, and he didn't put any emphasis on like the standard operating procedure or probably how to treat you guys or how to support you guys. He didn't do any of this stuff, did he? So I
didn't feel any of that shit, man. I felt like I was on my own all the time, and anytime I needed help, it's just like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like
basically, it's like, why? How dare you? How dare you ask me to even be like to even care about what you're fucking going on? And then, like when it come up, and then later on, because like eventually I would be like, okay, I've had enough of this treatment. I want to step at you. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah,
I'm tired of this shit. Like with my health issues and stuff like that. It's like, dude, I have explained to you repeatedly, and then when I do something one way, you get mad when I do it, and then I'm fucked up about it, but I am having a health issue, and I don't know what to do. And it was to a point where I almost quit my job one time because I was so ill and I was so afraid that I was going. It's like, I don't know what to do. I'm sick. But last time when I called to let them know that I was having a flare up, I was sick, it became an issue.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, if that is how it is, then I am walking out this fucking door. And then he was like, no, it's not. But I know that it did because
he would say it's not, but then like
to my face. But then when it was like a deal.
Yeah, it was like he was bitch about it and stuff like that. So
because you know what, that's how people are to me. I don't want to toot my own horror shit because that's how some fucking punk ass bitches are. Punk ass bitches of either gender or whatever you want to claim, you know.
Yeah, I like that. Punk ass bitch.
Will talk mad shit behind my back, but nobody will fucking step to my face hardly.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I don't take disrespect anymore. When it gets to a point when you push me against the wall, I don't give a fuck anymore. You know how many times I've just fucking stepped out of a job and I'm trying to do right, but I'm to the point where it's like, you know what? We're in Dallas and I have options and you're not all that I have. And either you treat me with respect and you understand what I am, but I will walk out this bit.
Yeah, when you were in Arkansas, you didn't have a whole lot of options. So.
And I put up with shit that I don't have to, and I don't have to do that anymore. And sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget, and those were those.
So I started quitting. You see,
those were the times when I went up to that, like when I was doing things from celebrating my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to see the green paint. Here's why. It's because I would get in that mindset where it's like, I would go up to that roof and I would look at the skyline and see that green bank.
Yeah.
That skyline in that city that I've worked so hard to get to, and I'd be like, this is where you are. You don't have to be set in that past. You're not in where you were anymore. You're here now, and things are better, and you don't have to accept these things.
Yep. You are indeed.
And it's hard. It's hard to get out of that when you've lived in that mindset for so long.
Do you remember when I always text you that all the time?
Yeah.
So when you moving to Dallas?
I know. I get so mad. Like my friend Andre used to do that all the time. It's like, just come in. It's like, dude, because that's when I still had my dogs and stuff. And it's like, you don't understand how fucking impoverished I was when I was there, and how poor I was, and how much it, and like I had to take care of. No disrespect to my mom, because, but we got that straightened out too.
So what changed that time when the time I asked you? I said, hey, I have a room ready for you.
It just, everything got lined out.
Yeah. Because I've been asking you like to move to Texas for like like 2 years, something like that.
Yeah, and I was trying to for like 10 years. Like when I moved there from when I was living in White House, it's like it's just something always seemed to be a setback, because I kept putting other people before myself, and I felt it was really, really hard to do that, and not everybody was happy about it, but I had to do it, and it fucked me up, because unfortunately, because I am that way, it got to where I was a mark, so more or less,
So let me ask you this. So when did you think this could really happen? When I told you, I said, hey, I have a room open for you.
Well, I mean, even before then, I knew that it could be an option, but I didn't want it to be to a point where, I don't know. Because that was about the same time, we got my mom lined out on her medical stuff, and like Tyler's old enough to kind of take care of himself.
Yeah.
And my sister's lined out and all this stuff, and everybody else, it's like I didn't need to help anybody anymore.
Yeah, because
it was my turn.
So, because I think I was texting you, and you were texting me back, and you said, I'm gonna go get a truck now. I go, okay. Like you're like, not that you were like threatening me with it.
I already knew like a year before then, when I got that job at that warehouse. That's when it was like, okay, because it was finally to a point where it's like, I'm going back to work. I can't be here anymore. Either you have to figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I need to do it. And what really, like, other than that too, because it was about the same time when they changed how which fortunately they've gone back to old ways, but my health insurance too, because the state was trying to take that away. I had state health insurance that had come through, the ACA, and frankly, that saved my life.
Yeah.
With all my health problems, which was one of the reasons why I wasn't really working and stuff, is like my physical and mental health stuff. At the time, I was trying to get that lined out too, while helping with Tyler and helping my sister and stuff while she was working and going to school and all that stuff, or working 2 jobs. She's a single mom and have a kid, and whatnot. And
dude, that's almost like angel wise, because like you're suffering from all this stuff and you're trying to help other people.
But it worked out because I needed that time to myself too. I mean, a lot of times I struggled with it because it was hard. Whenever you spend so much time alone, it starts to affect you sometimes.
Yeah.
Or when you just feel like, I'm stuck here. I don't have a car. I don't have any money. I don't have a way to talk to people. I don't have fun, whatever. But in the long run, it was a good thing.
So,
Yeah.
I think before this podcast and before when I was at USBC, I was extremely depressed, and I still go through some anxiety from time to time. But I think right now, I think I'm just too busy for it. I'm too busy for it. Anxiety.
And
but
that's unfortunate, but it's also made me very, very introspective.
Yeah.
Like, some to not really land too deep on that.
Yeah.
But there was some stuff that I was trying to work out with some people when I was going through a lot of this stuff. And unfortunately, they're going through their own thing too. And it just...
Yeah.
It didn't work out, and like right now I kind of feel like maybe it's come back around, and I'm worried that it's just like the COVID loneliness and stuff, but at the same time it's just like, and that's just kind of one of those things that I'm trying to work out. And I'm gonna say right now, you're gonna, while you're here with me, you're gonna have a lot of support. I don't feel like, okay, to really, really touch on some shit. I know a lot of people, I know, don't keep this quiet, but you know, I went through a lot of abuse. I was in a very, very, very bad situation with a very, very horrible person. I don't give a fuck if it gets back to him because fuck you.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
And plus, we're drunk right now, so you're good.
I don't care. I would say that stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Everyone that knows that, you know, I dated someone that preyed upon me at a vulnerable time in my life, not once but twice.
Yeah.
And kept me there for a very long time because he's a parasite.
Yeah, I don't think I was talking to you then, was I?
No, I didn't really have a lot of people, and you know, it was really bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad for a long time, and I don't think anyone understands that. And you know,
People suck.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, and I was talking to my friend Diana about, you know, for a little bit, about a year ago, because he moved back to my hometown. Mm-hmm. And like try to talk to my mom and act like everything's fine. And every now and again, he'll pop up like, with my friends. I do recall that, yeah. And stuff like that. And it's like, you know, now I don't care anymore because I know that he can't do anything to me, and also I don't feel like anywhere that I would be that he might have the audacity, because he's a dumb fucking junkie piece of shit. And I don't say that lightly. I don't want to make anything light about anybody that has addiction problems or anything, but I think there's a big difference between people that use because they have pain, and there's other people that just use because you know, anyway.
So he wasn't a good person, and then him doing drugs, it just didn't. Yeah. It didn't even help his character at all.
No, it didn't mix well.
So
no, and he made me, you know, he abused me in every way possible, and you know, and just because he didn't smack me around does not mean that he didn't.
Right.
But I'm not. I'm in a place right now where it finally, you know, every now and again, I do still have triggers. I'll have like callbacks and what it's just like random. I don't even know. Like the other day, it happened for some reason. I was washing my hands after I'd used the bathroom at work, and I don't even know what happened. I think it was a song came on or whatever, and it just like
just clicked.
It just happens sometimes, but other than that, it's like you don't have any power over me, and it's like I describe people like that like a demon because they feed off of that.
Yeah.
As long as it's like I don't even speak his name anymore, hardly, because
I already forgot his name.
Yeah, it's asshole fuckface.
Yeah,
more or less.
Chicken shit asshole.
And now it's just like I'm not afraid of him. You know, I used to have nightmares that he would come to the house, but it's like for one thing, if he found me right now, that would be the worst thing he ever did in his life, and I don't have any doubt about it because of the people that I have here.
Yeah, of course.
10-4, yep.
So I start beating his ass, you see.
Not just you guys, but you know, it's like one of my other buddies. I'd be like, you know, I know your ass is in Denton, but I need you to be in Urban right now, and we're about to have a nice Donnybrook in our parking lot.
So I don't know if you noticed, but I started adding UC at the end of that stuff. You see?
You see?
I don't know why I started doing that. So.
It's like also talking like
started blasting. You see?
Like he's from the 20s.
Yeah. See?
Oh,
yeah.
I miss him. Yeah, he's so much fun.
So
started blasting him. You see?
We're so dumb. I swear.
We're in it, man.
Yeah.
But that's okay, man. I don't mind talking about things like that anymore because I feel like the more we talk about it, the more it humanizes, it normalizes it, because I think more often, you know, I had experience of abuse, and it was not necessarily the physical. You know, I was sexually assaulted before I ever got with him, and then had mental health problems and hospitalizations, and so many people just like, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. What are you talking about? Don't talk about it. Ignore it. It's like, why did you go to the police? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And it's like, you know what? Fuck you. It's because it's wrong, and we don't hide it. And we don't, you know, it's like, and that happens a lot with anything. It's like, especially sexual abuse, and like with the children, where people. It's like my family, I'm sure every family, and it's like, well, we don't talk about that. We try to fix it, but then we don't talk about it. We don't do it. No, that's bullshit, and you're an enabler. And I think the more we talk about it, the better things will be, because we will put things like this to an end if you bring it into the light.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm with that all the way. So I think. I think. But man, this is like I wouldn't know what to name this other than that you're drunk on this one. So.
Well, whatever.
But I think it's good that we talk about stuff like that, because I mean, like I was saying earlier, I was going through a ton of depression and anxiety when I was at USBC, and it was like it was not a good place for me because number one, it was a comfortable job. It was a good job. It was comfortable. I'm not going to talk bad about them because they were really good to me there.
Right.
But I was in a situation with someone there that I put myself there, and it wasn't conducive for me, and like I just decided, so you know what, I'm just going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to leave. And I left, and it was a really good paying job. And I left and I went to a crappy paying job. Mm-hmm. But where I landed here right now, with this current job that I'm at right now and the podcast that I'm doing and the comic stuff that I'm writing, I think it was all worth it. I think everything happened for a reason. And I landed right where I'm at right now with you guys doing this podcast that I'm really happy with. And I'm writing for my older brother, Richard, so his comic stories. And I'm at a good job. And I mean, I can't say enough good things. I know I've said it in the past that I'm really happy. But leaving USBC was the best thing for me. And it was comfortable, and I was really depressed.
I feel that, man. It's like I could have still, the dust job I had or whatever. It's like I could have, and I thought about that too. It's like just because, I mean, where I was, it's like I could have got comfortable. I could have been less not necessarily unhappy, but I would never be anything more than that.
Right.
I wouldn't grow. There wasn't room for me to expand myself financially and emotionally, spiritually. It's like I would just be here. And I think that's kind of a problem that I have with a lot of people from my hometown. Like, no offense. It's just like that they become who they are very young.
Right.
And it's okay for them to be happy. But it's like, no, there's so much more to life.
So
there's so much more to expand and learn and grow and experience, and I just can't be in that box.
So the thing I was trying to point out is that you took a leap of faith to move here.
Yeah.
And to be
because I mean, honestly, the thing was, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? I can end back where I'm already at right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what it came down to, because I didn't have anything left. At that point, I had nothing.
So, Steven, you left a job that was really, really good. I'm not going to say what job it is, but you left a job that was really good.
It has the same initials as me.
Yeah, and so, and you were not happy there, right?
No, I mean we can go ahead and say it. It was DART police. It was
okay.
It was a dispatching place, which
it was a good paying job, right? It was a good paying job.
It started off as the same pay as what I was making at the previous job before that. But if I got certified and made it, it would have been a very good, high-paying job. But I started 3 months in, I started visualizing, okay, I'm really not starting to like where this is going, but I maybe I can push on through.
Right.
And let me visualize that I'm making that amount of money right now. So let me visualize that and pretend that I'm making that amount of money. Am I still happy? In reality, 3 months in, and after I'm just gonna say it, their environment is very toxic, and it was very emotionally and mentally like abusive.
Dude, I get that. When I was working at the chicken processing plant, and I was talking about that with some people on Twitter, because there's that big lawsuit on it. I never worked for Tyson's, but I worked for another company about them betting on how many people would get COVID and things like that, and how horrible. They took away their leave for COVID. And it's like the most dehumanizing job I ever had was working on that assembly line. Like, the job wasn't hard. I liked my coworkers, but the people that run it dehumanize it. I remember, I have endometriosis, and I was having a very bad flare up. And I was still working because I didn't have days off. You know, you have a point system, and you have like 6 points a year that you can call or you get fired, basically. And I'd already pointed out, you know, and I got pulled off the line by my boss and pulled into the nurse's office with like 6 men that were all supervisors to detail what was going on with me, and it was fucking humiliating.
Yeah.
And I was told to go back to work because I couldn't take off work, and that's bullshit. And like, it was like the best paying job I ever had, but they debased me
I almost saw
and made me feel like I was less than human and humiliated me, and it was horrible, and no amount of money is worth that shit.
So were you like in a communist country then or something?
It felt like it. It's just like I didn't matter because there was probably 100 more people waiting for my job, and that's how they treated me.
So yeah,
it's like which Robert said. You know, in the end, it was really affected me mentally, and once I got this job where I'm so happy that I can say that I can go to work and I can leave work there.
So, Steven, do you recall when I was working at the Boo plant or I was working at Johnson & Johnson, and I was not
The booby factory.
the booby factory, and I was not happy there, and they were paying me pretty good money, but they were projected to pay me good money, but I wasn't getting paid, and I was not happy there, and I would come home, and I was like so happy to see the babies, and so soon, like the babies were really small, they were like months old, and so I would just get home, and I would just like try to smother myself with them and just kiss them and feed them and stuff, whatever. That made me happy, and like because I think Blair was asking me, hey, maybe you should stick it out or something, and like you were saying, he's not happy, so he's not gonna be he's not happy, so he's not gonna be there like any much longer. So
I saw it. I saw the
same thing. I saw the same thing with you whenever you were at Dart. Mm-hmm. So I was just telling Blair, I said, don't just let him do what he wants and let him find another job. So
yeah, I appreciate that because. I was just sticking it out for them.
Yeah.
How much of the mental stress do you need to put yourself in before it kills you?
Yeah.
That's where I was like, I think this job is going to kill me. This job is I'm gonna.
Where you get to that point where you're like, this is all that is. It doesn't get any better. This is this is my life from now on. And that's listen, that's how I felt when I was in that aforementioned abusive relationship. Was like, this is it. I accept it. This is my life. Nothing's going to ever get any better. And this is as good as it gets. Yeah. And it's not true.
I'm proud of both of you because you guys, you guys don't want to be there. And I know, we, all of us landed on our feet, and I know that's good. And so, sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. It's just like, when I lost my house and all that, was me still clinging on, and that was like the last little bit. And, that's why some things didn't work that I really wish would have. Because I had already, everything else had just kind of fell away, and I was clinging to any little bit of happiness that I could. Mm-hmm. And maybe it was a little bit too tight too soon. But I really appreciate that it happened because I really needed that when it happened. And I think that I wouldn't have been where I am because it helped me understand it was a good thing when I hadn't had anything like that in a long time, and it made me understand what I should and shouldn't accept.
I think going off that, when I left USBC and I went to this Johnson & Johnson job, and I had to quit it because they weren't paying me, I got knocked down, and so I got back up, I dusted my pants off, I went to this my old security company. They were paying me half of what I was making. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to start over. I'm going to go work here and I'm going to look for another job, and I'm going to be happy. And I told myself that I'm going to be happy. I'm going to start all over. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. I'm going to bust my ass, and I'm going to budget, and I'm going to do all this. So I think, and you know, I'm here right now where I want to be, doing a podcast that I love with people that I love, and I'm writing comics, and I'm working at a good job. So I can't say enough good things. That sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. You just got to do it. You know, I know this is a pandemic and it's hard. It's hard to find something, but sometimes, you know,
Yes.
you know when you have to take the leap of faith. And sometimes, you know, having friends and family that help
It's
you.
hard. It's so fucking hard.
It is hard.
Especially like when it hasn't served you well in the past. But
Yeah.
when you know it's the right thing, but it's God.
So
Sparing the details.
yeah,
Yeah. So you,
Yeah.
you went from that, Robert, to going to a great paying job. To a good
Shit, they
paying
just
job,
like they
and-
throw money at you like a stripper.
Exactly. You go to a great paying job, and you already been to South Dakota. You already been to
New York.
Even during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Me, I'm at a good paying job. I'm making a little bit less than what I was making.
Dude,
but
next
I'm
year.
10 times happier.
Yeah.
10 times happier. I'm drinking like a lot of water there because it's free water.
I get free water at my work too.
I wonder how that's why is that anyway.
and I just ended my day with having a Nerf gun battle with a different department. So
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. That's dope.
it is.
Chill.
It
Cool,
is
cool,
dope.
cool.
Cool.
Man, I miss community.
But yeah, that's good. I'm really happy. I'm really happy for you, Steven, because I know you were not happy at Dart. I knew it. I saw it in you, and like
I don't think I told you. There's like mornings when I was getting up, I'd have panic attacks. I
totally believe
Okay,
it. I totally believe it.
I do that on my weekends. I wake up in the morning and I physically shake every morning when I wake up.
Yeah, we gotta find you like other job.
Well, we'll see what happens with this new post. I mean, I want to. That's kind of where I'm at. It's like
Okay.
we'll see what happens with this new post.
Let's say this, okay?
Okay.
If you're not happy there,
Okay.
don't work there. What the hell?
Hey, buddy.
What happened?
I
The
think he agrees.
the Fire TV turned on by itself.
The
You know how-
computer keyed up. Yeah.
Well, let's agree to
I
this.
think
okay?
he's saying that he agrees.
Yeah, so let's agree to this. If you go to this new post,
Yeah.
you're not happy,
Yeah.
leave it and
Okay.
let's find another job.
Okay.
Because we can't have another year
Okay.
like that. We just
Yeah.
we can't have it.
I've
so.
just been trying to be responsible.
Yeah, I know, but I think
And that's good, but
while you're there,
Because, all my 20s, this is the longest I've ever been at a job,
Yeah.
honestly. And that's kind of embarrassing. But
You
yeah,
ha-
because I have that thing where it's like, dude, I'm not happy here. Fuck you. I'm out.
see ya, deuces.
And that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. I don't have to explain that to my future employers, and it's just, that's just kind of been like, I've just been trying to do right at this time. And I get to a point where I've done it enough,
Yeah.
and I agree.
Well,
And,
I think you could.
I mean, if
Work
it doesn't
is-
work out at this post, then that means I can take some time and fucking pound hard on this PCAST and maybe go see my fucking family. That's the biggest thing that sucks
or-
about this job is I can't see my family or my friends.
Well, we got to get you a good paying job that gives you PTO.
Well, hopefully that's what's going to happen.
So that's what.
You know? If that doesn't happen at this next thing, then I don't know, man. If I can get a goddamn car,
Yeah.
I'll just start doing Uber Eats or something like that,
Hey, man, I'm okay with that.
I mean, that's kind of been the long run plan. It's just like we just ain't get that second stimulus check, and I use the other one to buy a fucking coffee table and stuff. I didn't even fuck it up, but I can't help it. I like to. I mean, our living room has our pad has a nice ambiance to that, and it makes me more comfortable, and I like that. It's a good thing.
This lady at USPC used to always say that ambiance.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I like that. I like my areas to have like a good feeling to them, and it makes me feel better in the long run, and I can't help it.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's the long and the short of it why I didn't get a car with our last stimulus check. So maybe hopefully we'll get another one.
We're at 2 minutes 18 seconds.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
So we got a little bit to work with there. I think I can do something with this. So what I'm gonna need is that I'm gonna need 2 goodbyes so I can put it on.
2 goodbyes.
Yeah.
So long, farewell. What is that even from?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Goodbye and good
Goodbye,
night.
so long.
Yeah. Kenny Omega. Okay, so
Goodbye.
and good night.
It's not goodbye. Or in the forever words of Jensen Ackles.
That one soundbite.
For now.
Yeah. The
now.
one soundbite that I have on the Bigfoot Club at the very end. He says goodbye, good night, bang, and then Jericho turns off the lights and he comes on the big screen.
Yeah.
And that was his first appearance after he left WWE on New Japan. So that if I let the the soundbite play, it would have been Jericho on it. So, but anyway,
another hopefully future guest.
oh my God, I would faint.
I would love that. I would love that in studio, man. I just want to.
So
keep
anyway, I
it with
started
them.
breaking the walls down.
So yeah, no, I just want to
I would faint.
when I fell in love with him really because I didn't like him when I was a kid because he was a heel, and I always just liked the hero because that's normal when you're a kid. A lot of times.
That's not.
But when I really fell in love with him, was when he was on I Love the '80s and stuff like that, like the real person that he is, not just necessarily his character. I'm just like man, he's funny and he's cool, and I just want to kick it and talk about music and shit.
What I like about him is that he doesn't he'll talk about any situation, and if he was involved, he won't sugarcoat it, and he'll talk about the Chris Benoit stuff. And
Benoit. Did you really say Benoit? You know it's Benoit.
I'm not French.
Okay, that's rude. Okay.
What?
Purposely mispronouncing someone's name is not cool.
Well, I'm not French, so I can't say
It's just Benoit. It's not that hard.
It is.
Okay. What's that thing on my toilet, my turlet called?
Your turlet? I don't know.
Yeah. It's called a bidet.
Uh-huh.
You can say that word, can't you?
It's a bidet.
Badal.
It's I got my shirt wet. Sorry. If you're Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian, yeah.
But no, that's normal. That's normal, man. Michelle's got one, and it's every kid that comes over, it's oops, I forgot to tell that kid, because you can hear him in the bathroom, and I go, oh, and it's oh, we forgot to tell him about the bidet.
The thing is, Sebastian knows what the toilet flusher looks like. It doesn't move. So he's like, oh, what's this?
No.
He just likes to mess with stuff.
Yeah, but
he does.
It doesn't matter what age they are. Everybody does it until you have to tell them what it is. So they don't
All right, I got let's go ahead and cut this.
Let's close it out with butt washing.
Close it out with butt washing. Okay.
That's how we started your other podcast yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, we were
about poop.
We were talking to Earl, and Earl was Ash came in and started talking to us, and Earl started shouting. I go, she can't hear you, dude. And so she gets on the mic, and we started talking about, he was saying that I was talking bad about Ash and about how we.
Listen, motherfucker, I cook your meals and I clean your kitchen and I wipe your nephew's ass.
So I don't know how I got into that, but
okay.
But I didn't even say any of that. So Earl was just saying that.
Not Stevens though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can wipe his own ass.
Yeah, I can wipe my own ass.
I can wipe my own ass.
I was wiping my ass, you see?
So anyway, I started wiping.
So, okay. All right.
We are going to end the show.
We're going to end the show with that.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Remember, people, always wipe your ass.
And don't watch the last episode of Supernatural.
Yeah.
Wipe your ass and wash your hands.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night and good luck.
And good luck.
Bigfoot Club.
I must bid you adieu. And so, goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang!